You see, most people work for money, but wealthy people, they make money work for them. Welcome back to another episode of Just Dropping Gems. But here's a good one for you. What's the first thing you think you should do after you get paid? In other words, what's the number one rule in building wealth? Actually, it's very simple. It's paying yourself first. One thing I want you to take from this is that if you wait until after paying bills, after eating out, and after shopping, there'll be nothing left. So the first thing you should do when you get paid is pay yourself first. Coming up, I'm going to give you an example how paying yourself first can benefit you in the long run. Stay tuned. Imagine two friends, Lisa and Mike, right? Now Lisa earns, let's say she earns $800 per week. Now every Friday, she put away like $80. Yeah, Mike also earns $800 a week. But what Mike says, I'll save whatever is left, at the end of the week. And guess what? Mike never has anything to say. But on the other hand, Lisa has been steady building over there for the past 12 months. She saved $4,160. And where did she save that? In a high yield savings account. So you know what happens when you save your cash into high yield savings account? Interest, much more than the standard. What that tells you. Stay tuned for more gems. Remember, both Lisa and Mike earn the same. Both of them make $800 a week. While Lisa decided to stay disciplined and consistent with that $80 per pay period. Mike, on the other hand, procrastinate. Oh, I'll put at the end when, see what left. So he's not putting a dollar amount on how much he's going to save, whatever is left. So if it's a penny, then he put it down. Not disciplined enough. It requires effort, discipline. That's what it requires. That made a difference. So what you basically want to do is open a high yield savings account, right? You open a high yield savings account or a brokerage account. You have two options. You could open a high yield savings account or a brokerage account. If you're a beginner and haven't done anything with a brokerage account yet, then I would suggest you start with a high yield savings account first, which, there are several banks now out there that pays over 3% APY. So you could start with that. So when you start with that, you also want to automate it. You don't want to set up savings where you actually save manually. Where, let's say you decide, let's say $50 a week is what you basically can afford to save. You don't need to do that manually. You're getting paid weekly. But if you get paid weekly, chances are you should be saving weekly. So you set up an automatic savings account where you set up that amount every Friday. Then it automatically comes from your paycheck. So it's like you set it and forget it. That's what successful people. They don't guess it. Then okay. I want to manage it. You don't need to micromanage it. That's what you do. So you'll decide whether it's $25 a week, $50, $75, $100, whatever you can afford. That's what you're gonna set up for your automatic savings. And just let it take care of itself. And remember, automate it, right? You see, consistency is more powerful than the amount. Remember that. A lot of people get carried away with it. It's not about the amount. We all have different amount that we can afford. We're all not on the same level in terms of what we earn. We all earn different income. So we'll focus on what we can afford to put away. And don't get carried away with them. Oh, I wish it was more. You're not feeling pity for yourself. Just put away what you can afford, right? And remember, again, I'll repeat it. Consistency is more powerful than the amount you're saving. Remember that. Don't put too much emphasis on that, right? Another approach I want you to look at. I want you to treat your savings like it's rent. What do I mean by that? Just like you have no intention of missing your rent or your mortgage payment, same principle should apply to your savings. Same principle. Understand? You would never skip your rent or your mortgage. So treat your savings the same way. Okay? Are we level up? Yeah, so let's crunch some numbers here. Yes, say you earn $3,200 a month, right? $3,200 a month is what you earn. And you commit to 10%, right? In your savings. So So for the year, that would be what, 3,800, something like that, 3,840, something like that, or 32. Here's where the fun begins. So imagine that 10% that you're putting away from your salary monthly. Imagine you put that in the S&P, 500. Basically in the stock market where average return, about 8%, 8 to 10%, right? Imagine that in 10 years, $60,000. And I'm sure you'll get increase when your salary and you obviously up your savings. And what will happen? Goes up, compound. It's pretty good. That's where you should stay disciplined. Believe me, I know it's not easy. But I'm encouraging it too, especially with the new year. A lot of people have resolution. I'm not saying make this be a resolution. That this is not like a one-off, and by February you slack off. No, you start and you stay the course, you'll thank me later. Pause for a second and ask yourself, what percentage can you realistically start with? If it's 5%, 20%, the key here is not waiting until you feel ready. That's the key here. Is not waiting until you feel ready. But the truth is, you'll never feel ready. Start, then it grows. I'm telling you. You can pause here for a second. And because we've been doing a lot of talking, so now let's pause for a second now. We're all at a different pay scale here now. So let's pause for a second here and think for a second. What percentage can you realistically start with? If it's 5%, which could be $20, 30, 40, 50. The key here is not waiting until you feel ready. Because the truth is, you'll never feel ready. Just start. Then it grows. That's it. Here's your call to action for this week. This is your assignment. Here's the challenge. I want you to go set up an automatic savings plan, ASP, right? I'm going to leave a few links below at about 3 links. 2 of the banks are actually high yield banks that I actually save with. You could either find one on your own, or if you want to use the link that I provide, then it will provide you an incentive. Let's put it that way. So here's what I needed to do. Here's a challenge. For this week, set up an automatic savings plan, right? Where the key is you're going to pay yourself first before anyone else. And remember, it does not matter if it's $5, $10, $20, or $500. Just make it automatic. Whatever you do with automatic savings plan, remember, it's an automatic savings plan. It's not a manual. Don't make it manual. Do not. What I'm trying to get you to do is set it and forget it. So you have one less thing to worry about. Again, I'll repeat. It does not matter about the amount. It's about consistency. And after you do that, I want you to come back the next week or 2 weeks from now. Leave in the comments. Tell me some of your experiences. Tell me what some of you take away from this episode about what's the first thing you should do when you get paid. And that is to pay yourself first. I want to know about it. Let me know. Leave some comments. Would love to hear what you think about this. Bless. See you in the next episode. Thanks for staying the course. Be out.